TCI of Illinois, Channel 36, presents Illinois High School football. This evening it's a 2A playoff contest between the Momence Redskins and the Marian Central Hurricanes. Good evening, I'm Jim Byer, along with me Rusty Silver. And Rusty, two teams coming in 12-0, and first of all the visiting Momence Redskins with a full house crowd here this evening. They've been just doing a great job. They even won a game against a 3A school this year.
Well, they've had pretty good competition for them. They beat Riverside Brookfield, which is a Class 5A opponent, just a few weeks ago on the last week of the season, 44-39. And they also beat Herscher, a Class 3A school, 26-7. Momence, they don't have many players. They only have 22 players on the squad, and a lot of players, or actually a lot of coaches, would tell you that's not many players, but they show a lot of good depth and a lot of good ball control.
Meanwhile, the Marian Central Hurricanes, they're 12-0, as both teams are, and they just dominated the Northwest Suburban Conference this year.
Well, they're actually on a roll right now. They had some problems a few weeks ago. They won last week over Galena soundly. Hartley was a little bit hurt. He's got a sore shoulder, but he's going to be all right for this game. But Marian Central, they know how to play. They've been here before. They've had 7 playoff appearances. They've been downstate 4 times. They've won it 3 times. 2 of the last 3 years. They know what they can do. And last time these two teams met, Marian Central won by a score of 41-20, and that was in the Class 2A quarterfinals back in 1986.
Game time temperatures right around 25 degrees with the wind chill somewhere around the 0 area, so you folks picked it right, staying home inside your cold or your warm living rooms for this afternoon's or this evening's game. So stay tuned for the exciting kickoff as two 12-0 teams go at it here on TCI.
You've seen it happen, but you know you can't get involved. It may be something you've watched, something you overheard, or something involving
anthem here this afternoon, and that has at least the people on the Momence side of the field rather fired up as their squad of 22 players about to do battle on this field. They'll be in the white uniforms today, trimmed in orange, while the Canes and the Home Reds trimmed in white.
Yeah, this will be a good game, especially the weather condition. We talked about it a little bit earlier in our pregame. Oh, is it cold out there? 25 degrees and a stiff west wind at 20 miles an hour. It's a crosswind on the field, but it feels like 10 below 0. So this is really football weather.
Northern football weather. I'm glad they don't have a dome on this place, but we closed the windows here in the press box, so everything's going to be at least semi-warm up here this afternoon.
Well, we're almost ready for kickoff, and I'll tell you, these two teams get matched up pretty good. And Marian trying to make another bid to go downstate, as they've done it in the past. 3 titles in the last 7 years. Those titles being in 83, in 86, and 87. And the last time going down, of course, 2 years ago, when Jim Hartley was at the helm to take the Hurricanes down to Hancock Stadium in Bloomington. And hopefully today, another chance for the Hurricanes to go back down.
Jason Springer lines up back deep for the Redskins, and kicking off for the Hurricanes will be number 16, Mike Golda. The Redskins will work from left to right here in the first quarter. And as we said, there's a crosswind, so it doesn't favor any particular team. Cold, frigid day, and you can kind of see the field. It's about half snowy and half not here at George Harding Field.
And that's because a little bit of snow that happened last night, so field's hard, so that shouldn't have any effect of any slipperiness, but you never know what might happen out there.
Everybody making noise on both sides of the ball, and I think we're pretty much ready to go here for the 2A state semifinal game.
Well, Momence is coming into this game being undefeated against Marian Central. They won last week over Seneca 42-20 and won 2 previous ball games, 39-13 and 47-6.
And the kick by Golda, a low line drive, bouncing towards this side of the field and picked up and bobbled by the short man, that being Robert Lampley, and Lampley is swarmed down on the near sideline, tackled hard by a sea of Hurricane players, and the Redskins will start out first and 10, looks like at about their own 19-yard line.
Well, Brian Kaminsky was in on that tackle and led the way for the Hurricanes. It'll be interesting to see what type of footing. Like I said, the field is hard, and we got
a penalty already, and it's a legal procedure call against the Redskins.
I don't know. That's kind of an interesting call on a kickoff right away, and Let's see what type of penalty they'll be marked off. Obviously push him back about 5 yards, and they'll start back at, no, they're going to kick it off again one more time.
So this ought to be a kick from 5 yards up, obviously, on the penalty.
I thought maybe they just push him back on a penalty.
I figured either that or just leave them have the ball there. It worked out real well for the Hurricanes, but they're going to have to kick it over again.
So start the clock back at 12 minutes again.
So you just saw a whole heap of action there, and no time has run off the clock.
Well, we've seen stranger things in games, and here's one for this one, even before the guns, even before you turn the clock on.
We've seen some real strange things, and hopefully we won't see too many of those this afternoon.
I guess you call this take number 2.
Take 2, that's exactly it. Mike Golder will tee this one up from the 45 this time around.
So they access the penalty just time on the kick.
And it looks like Springer's back right around his goal line, so he's lined up deep, and we'll have to see if Golder will try and get it back that far, or he'll try another one of those looping liners. Golder approaches and sends it away. A liner to the far side, bounces short, picked up by Marcus Scott, number 34. Scott right up the middle, across the 30-yard line to about the 32, where he's tackled there.
Kaminsky in on that tackle along with Brian Hinker and stopped him right there at the 32-yard line. I would have taken field position on the other play because that was at the 15-yard line, but I don't think that they had a chance to take any field position.
That's probably my bet, because they were down deep, and even with such a short kick, you get a team down around the 19, 20-yard line. That's a pretty good job.
Now this Momence team has a lot of offense behind him. Brian Ford has passed this season 18 touchdowns, 1,993 yards this season. He's got a lot of yards behind him. He's got a lot of players he can use. And we'll probably be talking about it and seeing them.
They send the clock rolling. It'll be 1st and 10, slot left for the Redskins as Brian Ford barks out the signals. Ford straight back to pass. He's blitzed hard, and the screen pass is caught, but for a 5-yard loss. Caught on the play by Keith Horn, number 33, the fullback. He made a great catch, but that one he should have let hit the ground.
Steve Ritter in on that tackle. That was a great touch right on the fingertips. I'm even surprised he even caught that ball, being how cold it is. And basically caught it just on the tips of his fingers and fell right in his stomach.
And we'll have some extra color commentary from the gentleman behind us, part of the coaching staff of Marian Central here, calling for the screen pass. Called it right. 2nd and 15 from the I-man. Short handoff to the fullback. And he is stopped for a very short gain on the play. The Hurricane defense tough in the middle with the stop, a gain of only about 2 yards on the play.
Jim Overstreet in on that tackle, stopping him. They have a couple of backs that can really run yardage. Each of the backs have run from 800 yards, and that's Springer. Scott ran for 571 yards, and Horn 406 yards. So they have a lot of running and passing potential on this ball club.
Redskins shift into the I formation. Back to pass is Ford. Heavy rush, and it's intercepted. It's into the 40-yard line. Picked off by Jim Parsley. And Parsley across the 30, across the 25 to around the 24. They'll give it back to the 26-yard line with the Hurricanes. With their first turnover of the game, we'll have the ball in excellent field position.
Parsley picked off that pass, and John Vineyard was the one that tackled him at the 27-yard line. This is one of the first games this year that Parsley has been on defense, and he comes through with a great interception by picking off that pass in the middle.
And good pressure by the defensive line there for the Hurricanes. They got some pressure on him, and the interception was thrown. And a good quarterback, too, is Horn. He's thrown for now over 1,900 yards this year. Handoff for approximately no gain on the play.
That time they really keyed on Hartley. They know Hartley can run with the ball. He's shown a lot of yards that he's had this year. With 1,171 yards for Hartley coming into the game with 114 carries. That's a lot of yards per carry, and that time Hartley getting stopped for no gain.
So 2nd down, no gain on the play, 10 yards. Receivers both ways, I formation Hurricanes. Parsley the handoff to the tailback Dave Reed. And Reed goes off tackle and
he got
is stopped short again.
Ryan Graham in on the tackle. They're really keying on the running back or the running game right now on the Hurricanes. And Reed coming out on the near side. He'll take a rest out there, maybe a little bit sore on that tackle.
Looks like his hand was a little bit sore on the play. He lost about a half a yard, so we'll call it 3rd down and 11. Receiver split both ways. Pitch far side. Brian Hinker. Hinker gets around the corner, but for very little yardage. Call it about a gain of 1 yard on the play, and great pursuit by the Redskin defense, and it'll bring up a 4th down situation. 4th down and 9. Picked up a yard and a half on the play.
Well, he's trying to go outside there, trying to get a block by Jay Lemus, and couldn't get that key block. If he has that block, he goes for another 5 yards and possibly reaches out for a 1st down. And now, timeout on the field as Parsley wants to talk this over. He got great field position right away here, and it seems like Marian cannot get something going on their ground game.
1 yard gain, and the Redskins were very keyed up for the running attack. They did a great job, and they've given up 1 yard of Marian Hurricane offense here on the first drive. So it'll be interesting to see if they talk it over for a possible field goal attempt, or will they try and bury him deep, or will they go for the 1st down?
Well, Mike Golda was practicing before the game, and he was kicking the ball right around this range.
Brian Hinker is coming off the field. He's limping a little bit. In comes Dave Reed, who was checking out his hand on the preceding play when he came out.
Well, this is definitely weather that has been quite cold, and I know a lot of players aren't used to playing in cold weather like this, being 10 below wind chill. And
in November, sure.
It can happen, and today it has. And it looks like the Hurricanes are going to go for it. If this was a field goal attempt, it would be for about 47 yards, and that might be a little bit out of Golden's range. He was kicking them that long, but I'm sure Steve Patton, the coach of the Hurricanes, would rather go for 7.
Well, we'll have to see.
At least get the 1st down here.
This is a big momentum spot of the game here. Obviously, the Hurricanes pick up the 1st down. They're in good shape. They'll line up in a slot left with the man in motion near to the far side. Parsley straight back to pass. He's got time, puts it up near side. Nobody home. Receiver went down. That's Tom Cruz, 88, went down short of the ball, and the ball went sailing over his head by a good 7 yards on the play, and the ball goes over on downs to the to the Redskins of Momence.
I'll tell you something, when you said Cruz fell down there, he really looked like he got pushed over by Lampley. But nothing called on it because the ball sailed over his head, so the Redskins take over.
If you make any kind of call on that, you've also got to think, is the ball catchable, or where the ball landed, it was not. Back split, short drop, and a bounce pass off the hands of the quarterback, Brian Ford, over to the sidelines, incomplete. The pass was intended for Robert Lampley. And the quick opener to the far side doesn't work for Momence. So both offenses have been sluggish here in the early going with 8:31 to go in the first quarter, and no score here from Marian Central High School in Woodstock. Jim Byer and Rusty Silver, hope you're enjoying this one on TCI of Illinois, Channel 36. Back to the I formation go the Redskins on 2nd down and 10. This time it's to the tailback. That's Jason Springer, and Springer up forward for about 7 yards on the play.
Jason Springer really popped through the middle there before he got tackled there by Hartley. Jason Springer, 5'9", 171, one of the bigger backs on this team. Not much in the way of players that they have, but they really switch in between 3 or 4 backs, between Springer, Scott, and Horn. And we're going to see a lot of them moving in and out. Now, I know one thing I'm hearing a little bit earlier today, talking to Patton, that he thinks Momence is going to establish their running game and come back with a play-action pass.
With a quarterback who's thrown for 1,900 yards, you could probably sense that's going to happen. So 7 yards on the play, and what a great name for a tailback, Springer. Makes it look like the guy's fast, and he is. Handoff inside. Marcus Scott is stopped short of the 1st down.
Credit Hartley cutting in and being right there to stop him, as he just closed that hole quickly, and Scott can only pick up about 1 or 2 yards.
Pickup of 2 on the play. It's 4th down and 1, and in comes the punting unit here, and a lot of adjustment here by the Hurricanes as they try and get the right number of players on the field. And a shank punt off the foot of Keith Horn, and it goes out around the 40, we'll call it the 44.5-yard line of the Hurricanes, where Marian Central will start out on their 2nd offensive possession of the first quarter, 1st and 10.
Well, I bet his feet are cold to kick that ball, being as cold as it is today. Only a 20-yard punt.
And we'll have to see if that could be a key mistake. If you've got that many players switching in and out, if you're the punter and you're in punt formation, everybody's set, you call for the quick snap, you get the 5-yard penalty, and you get a 1st down via the penalty. But they didn't do that. They got the punt away. It wasn't a great punt, and the Hurricanes have the ball. Receivers both ways. Back split. And a little signaling from the backs in the backfield. Hand off to Hartley, but Hartley right up the middle for about 8 yards on the play. John Hartley digging for some big yards, and he's very close to a first down, and that's something neither team has had in the game so far, a gain of 8.
Well, Horn and Williams in on the tackle, and Hartley, nice cutback through the middle. We might see more of that today about Hartley because he knows how to make moves out there.
He's run the ball only a couple times. He's got some mud on his uniform. This is definitely playoff football here. Quick swing pass near sideline intended for Reed. Incomplete. Pass was thrown behind him. And on the coverage was Keith Horn, number 33 for the Redskins. So, no gain, and we've got another third down situation, and nobody's been able to convert on a third down as of yet, as we run with we're stopped with 6:46 to go here, first quarter, no score. And the Hurricanes just inside of Redskin territory at the 48. Cruz in motion far side, gets in the set position, back split. Hand off Hartley, first down and more. Hartley digging for the 40, stopped a bit short, got the 42-yard line, but he picks up a Hurricane first down.
Well, Hartley showing a strong running there. In fact, it took 3 Redskins to take him down there. And Scott Bilodeau had to bring him down along with a couple of other Redskins to help him there. But first down for the Hurricanes.
First down, 42-yard line Redskins. Quick handoff to Hartley. Hartley runs over 2 tackles. He's loose. 30-yard line, 25. He's digging. 20. Well, near the 20. He's down at about the 22-yard line. Hartley just took no for an answer and kept chugging. If he had a little more sideline, I think he would have gone all the way. He just ran out of real estate here along the near sideline. Big first down and big run for Hartley, but he got a first down there inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line.
Hartley really showing what he can do, bouncing off a tackle, and boy, he looked like a big moose coming through that one.
And they had him stopped for a very short gain on the play, and he busted the first tackle, and he busted 2 more along the way. Fake handoff, and this time it's to Reed. Reed following the block of Hartley. Tackle for a very little gain, if anything, and a big yellow penalty marker goes down on the field.
Lampley in on that tackle to bring him down. He might have grabbed his
That's in the area of a holding penalty, yep. And a big penalty for the Hurricanes as they try the little bit of a sweep to the right with Hartley leading the play. And
let's see if they even take that penalty. I mean, yeah,
I would take it. The way they've been running the football, I would take it. They've been picking up 8 yards at about a chunk on this drive in a few of their plays, so they do take the penalty.
This will make it 2nd and 21.
Or first and
21.
Yeah, we'll call it 1st and 20 after all the accountants figure it all out here in the press box. We'll have to see what kind of mode the Hurricanes go into now. They just try to run maybe with Hartley to pick up a big chunk of that, maybe a little bit of a surprise. No, it's Parsley straight back to pass, slips, then fires, near corner, oh, just out of the hands of Kevin Stevens, number 48. Stevens was open just off the fingertips, and how close can you get to a touchdown? Hurricanes just about cash in there, but don't.
I'll tell you, he was wide open there. He should have had that ball right in his hand. It was right there. Gordy Greenlee was back behind him, back about 2 or 3 yards. That was a sure touchdown for 6. And I'm sure that Parsley's going to go back and try that again.
He was open by 4 yards. I formation. Receiver split both ways with Reed dotting the I. Play action pass. Parsley line drive pass over the middle. Incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you one thing. Well, Kaminsky was really going for that ball. And he was just hit on the backside, and nothing was called. Uh-oh.
There was some bumping downfield. That is for sure. That was very obvious.
And Parsley got hit at the end of the play there.
Line drive pass, but that one was too far. That other pass he threw, he slipped before he threw it, but he made a good pass. This pass was not, was over his head by about, 2 or 3 yards and ended up quite a bit downfield. Slot left. Kaminsky in motion. Parsley back to pass. He lobs one up high, and Kaminsky just out of his hands as he dove for the ball. He tried to reach out for it, but ball just a little bit overthrown. It'll bring up a 4th down and 20.
Well, Parsley got a little bit of a rush in the middle there as the pocket was collapsing. Brian Graham got in there and might have rushed that pass, and Kaminsky just out of the reach of him. If there was just another second there, I think Kaminsky might have been in there to grab that ball.
Yeah, it was just about a yard or so long, so about another second would have done it. 4th down and 20, and the Hurricanes go. Slot left, single back. Parsley, straight drop. He's rushed pretty tough, but now he's got some time. Fires deep in the end zone. Oh! Dave Reed's face mask and out of bounds, and the ball back over on downs. Back over to the Redskins. The Redskins hold, but the Hurricanes, not only did they have 2 passes in the end zone that looked like they could have been caught, but they were on a roll on the run and then made a big holding penalty on a 1st down play at the 17. So mistakes by the Hurricanes cost them on that drive, and we still have no score with 5:35 to go in the 1st quarter. The Redskins back on offense for possession number 3. Some early heartbreaks here for the Hurricanes. Redskins slot left in an I formation. Motion near side, Robert Mazur, number 3. And the handoff to the fullback. Picks up about 2 yards on the play.
Parsley in on that tackle, stopping him, regained about 2. One thing I got to mention, though, and going back to the way that Marian's tried to go into the end zone 3 times in a row, I think they should go a little bit shorter out there, because time and time again, sure, you got your opportunities, but you want to get the 1st down before you worry about getting the touchdowns and get yourself another set of downs. And
plus, it also keeps the clock running. It's something you like to do. With especially against a small squad, you like to tire them out a little bit. 2nd down, and they give 3 yards on the last carry to Keith Horn. Short pass over the middle, caught on the play by Robert Lampley, and Lampley lowers his head and drives to the 45-yard line for a Redskin 1st down, their 1st of the game.
Well, David Reed in on that tackle there. Nice quick pattern right over the middle, and you break loose on something like that, and I'll tell you, Momence is going to get an easy 6. Can't let him catch balls like that.
And then they call him down at the 44-yard line, so 1st and 10 for the Redskins there. They brought a nice busload of fans. If you haven't been able to see, their stands are packed on the far side as they made the trip down from Momence. High formation, and tough rush, sack! Sacked by number 12, Brian Kaminsky, and he came rushing in like an express train to take down the quarterback. Great rush, and the Hurricanes have had decent rushes. The first series of plays, they had a good pass rush, which helped to lead to an interception, and that was just a great pass rush by Kaminsky, and Brian Ford, hello to the turf.
I'll tell you one thing, he really beat Jason Springer. Springer just couldn't even lay a hand on him because he came in there so fast. Great play and a great sack by Kaminsky.
Loss of about 10 yards on the play. It's 7 yards on the play, 2nd and 17. Straight drop, and kind of an alley-oop play is caught by Robert Mazur. There was a defender right on his back. He just kind of jumped up a little bit and snared the pass from Brian Ford, and that's very close to 1st down territory. It'll be 3rd down and about 1.
He's going to be short, though. He had Stevens up there that really couldn't knock the ball away from him, or else it'd be a pass interference because he was directly behind him. But a nice catch in there by Mazur.
Mazur had very good position on him because everybody in the park knew where that ball was going once it was thrown. And he checks over onto the sidelines. Tight formation, 3rd down and 1. Springer with a haul off, right tackle, and he's across the 40 inside to about the 38, 37-yard line, and Jason Springer picking up a 1st down for the Redskins, and now they're on a roll going back the other way.
It seems like now they come back with the running play after passing a couple times, and that's what this team has shown, or at least by on paper. They like to pass, they like to throw, and they counter both ways.
John Hartley, he likes to run over people, and Jason Springer likes to run by them. With the Redskins on offense, he's had that chance to do it. Tight formation, sweep left, and the cutback is made by Marcus Scott. And Scott will pick up about 3 yards on the play.
And on that tackle, Hartley.
Brad Harding was also in on that stop.
Both of them stopping on the short run. Momence is really moving the ball around the field. Most teams that I have seen have really started to just go one certain pattern, but Momence is just throwing to the right. They'll come with a run left and throwing over the middle. They're just really working the whole field so far.
And the officials have stopped the play as Harding has an equipment problem with his helmet. And the officials will give him a little bit of a hand there. And we're stopped right now at 2:28 to play 1st quarter. No score, but the Redskins on the move inside Hurricane territory. They'll have a 2nd down and 7 when we get the clock rolling and when play resumes. Full house backfield. Now the shift. The tight end will line up on the left side. I formations, receivers both ways. Ford will bark it out. Short drop, and he lobs one near side. Almost caught, but not quite. In and out of the hands of number 32, Robert Lampley. He had his defender beat by about a half a step and just dropped the ball along the near sideline. Had been a 1st down easily, but now it'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Great play on the part of Kevin Stevens by staying with his man, and he certainly did on that one. He just basically stayed with it and knocked that ball out of bounds along with the man, and that ball came loose.
In and out, right out of the breadbasket. Go hungry if you drop too many of those. Slot left, single back, man in motion near side. Redskins 3rd and 7. We're back to pass. He scrambles out of the pocket. Flagged out on the play, and diving in very close to the 1st down is Brian Ford, but we have a penalty flag in the area of an offensive holding.
Hartley and Parsley just basically had him dead to right in the backfield, and he broke loose, and the flag.
Looks like it'll be against the Hurricanes.
Face masks we're getting from up here, and didn't look like anyone grabbed him by the face there, but the refs saw it down there.
Happened right in the middle of the line play. Somebody got their hand up a little too high. Probably tried to get around his offensive blocker via the face mask, and did not work. So they'll tack that on to the end of the play, and that'll be a 1st down. It looked like he had it anyways, but he definitely has it for sure. The big walk-off inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. So that's the big face mask penalty as well.
Marian, 14-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Redskins.
1st down and 10 from the Hurricane 14 for the Momence Redskins. They're in their white uniforms, trimmed in orange and black. They'll send the slot left. Now they'll shift back into the I formation. Momence doing a lot of shifting so far in this game. Ford with the snap. Springer! 10 to the 5, and he's very close to pay dirt. He's down there about the 2-yard line. The delayed handoff to Jason Springer, and he had a big hole to run through, and he almost made it into the end zone.
Well, Stevens made the tackle at the 3-yard line. That's where they're going to mark it. Someone's got to cover up that hole. You can't get faked out, and who's going to give the play action handoff to? But right now, the Hurricanes got to put their shoes on here and clamp down and hold them from not getting into the end zone.
1:29 here to go, 1st quarter. Redskins knocking on the door, 1st and goal from the 3, I formation. Springer dotting the I, and he takes the handoff. He dives forward. He's down to about the 1, where he's tackled there by the interior of the Hurricane defense. He was tripped up at about the 2, and he kind of fell forward to the 1. Didn't look like he made it, and they'll give him just 1 yard on the play, and we'll call it 2nd down and goal from the 2.
Well, he really shows a lot of speed coming from that backfield, Springer.
He's got a great name for a tailback. Just you know, if you were called Jason Turtle, you'd probably be on the offensive line. But his name is Jason Springer, and he's had the spring in his feet today. I formation again. Motion to the far side. Handoff, kind of an option play, and close is Ford. And fumble is recovered by the Hurricanes. Ford fumbled near the goal line. The Hurricanes take it away. And that's just what the doctor ordered for the big crowd here in Woodstock. Both teams have made big mistakes down in the end zone area, and we still have no score.
Looks like it might have been Dave Reed that came up with that ball. Ford tried to lunge right at that goal line, and as he lunged, he lost the ball. It might have been stripped out of there, but it looks like Dave Reed was the one that came up with that
And
one.
from our vantage point, you couldn't see the ball come out because he had his back to him, but it was a fumble in the end zone as well and a touchback on the play, so the Hurricanes dodge a big bullet with a great defensive stand. With 36 seconds to go, they'll take over on their own 20-yard line. Both teams have had a chance for 7 points, and neither team has scored. Back split receivers, but Hartley with the pitch. Hartley works his block, plows forward for about 6, and he breaks a tackle and dives forward, gets about 8 or 9. So the great second effort by John Hartley.
It looked like he was going down. Lampley had him tied up there. He just kind of lunged himself out there, picked up some extra yards. He's going to be very close to the 1st down. That extra lunge really got close, and they may even bring out the measuring sticks on this.
Played off his block nicely and just kind of moved up, and when he was in a position where he was kind of stuck, he just lunged forward, and he's been breaking tackles all all afternoon so far.
He's short by maybe half a length of the football.
Great down to throw on. Second down and about 4 inches. I formation. Hand off to the short man, Hartlieb. Hartlieb breaks a tackle across the 40, 45 to the 47, and John Hartlieb is running like one of those bulls through the streets of Spain as he nears the 50-yard line.
He also carried somebody there with him. In fact, he carried Keith Horn with him for about 6 yards. Another first down and a pickup of 12.
What a contrast of backs between Springer and Hartlieb, and both of them very effective for their teams so far this afternoon.
Make it a 17-yard pickup. Hartlieb now 6 carries, 60 yards so far today.
Both teams have been able to run, and both teams have had chances to complete passes. But we have seen very little of that so far in this game.
Parsley hasn't completed a pass yet. He's 0 for 5. Let's see what happens on this play.
Slot left, I formation. Parsley barks the signals. I think we got to delay a game here.
I don't see any flags, but apparently the referee didn't like something.
End of the quarter. So that's why you didn't see a flag. They never fired the gun off. After 1 quarter, we've seen some thrill football here, some offensive football, a little bit of defense here and there, but we have no score after one between the Hurricanes and the Redskins of Momence.
I'll tell you, Jim, this has been an interesting ball game because both teams having their opportunities and no one's been able to cash in. And actually, I think Marian's had more opportunities by having better field position in the first quarter and haven't been able to do anything by just throwing in the end zone. But it could be 14-0 as well as maybe it's 0-0 now.
And you can see the momentum swings because on the first series for the Redskins, they intercepted and the Hurricanes seemed to be playing well. They had the ball and then they had a chance to score. And they didn't score. All of a sudden, the momentum changed to the Redskins. They went all the way down the field, all the way to the goal line, fumbled the ball away, and now the Hurricanes are back in business and they're running and they're out at midfield.
And let me
We're changing seasons already?
Let me remind you that basketball season's coming our way, and the high school basketball coming up next weekend, or I should say Sunday at noon. McHenry, Round Lake areas only will see the Round Lake Thanksgiving tournament.
So the Canes will start out 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Cruz in motion near side, line up on the right tight end spot. Parsley the pitch to Hartlieb. Hartlieb to the 50, across to the 49, and just put his head down and ran for 5 yards.
It looked like Hartlieb had a chance to go straight up through the middle, but all of a sudden the gap just closed up. Brian Graham came in there and tackled him after he picked up about 5 yards.
And I'll bet you he likes to run through holes, but I'll bet you he really likes deep down to run over people, because he's been running over a lot of people so far today, and we've only played 1 quarter of football. Slot left, I formation. About a 44 defense for the Redskins, and Kaminsky, the ball carrier, was tripped up at the line of scrimmage, dove forward for about a 2-yard gain.
It's the first time I've seen Kaminsky in the backfield, and maybe to offset Momence a little bit off on Hartley, they put Kaminsky back there, and he picked up a couple yards. And I'm sure Marian trying to change things up a little bit.
It's 3rd and 3 yards from the 46.5-yard line. And we'll see if they give it to the bread and butter man, John Hartlieb. Parsley, the quarterback, sneak right up the middle, and he plows forward for 1st down yardage. That's a very effective quarterback sneak, because I'm sure nobody was expecting it. I certainly wasn't.
It looked like a few players on Momence were starting to key on Hartley by moving over to the far side, and Parsley just took it himself, gets the 1st down, and even picked up a couple extra yards.
Nice quarterback sneak on the play. Will give the Hurricanes a 1st down, and we'll call it the 42-yard line of the Momence Redskins. Redskins playing with Florida State Seminole helmets on there. They got a logo, except it's a little darker than the Seminoles. Hand off to Hartley, bounces off a blocker, then pillows forward to the 35-yard line. He's running over anything and everything that's in his path, and he picks up a good 7.5 yards on the play, so a 2nd and short.
I'll tell you one thing, Hartley looked like he might have slipped and fallen just when he was getting the ball. That could have been as well as a fumble. He held on to it and really plowed his way through, and it'll be short yardage for a 1st down.
Okay, we'll call it a 7-yard gain. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Receivers split both ways. We'll see if they continue to keep the ball on the ground. Pitch near side, Hinker. And Hinker up around the 31-yard line. Excuse me, that's Kaminsky.
That'll be another first down. Yep, it looks like it will be a 6-yard pickup. Kaminsky in the backfield. Hasn't seen too much running back there, but apparently Hinker's out, hurt a little bit, and Dave Reed getting a little bit of a rest, so a little offset in the backfield by having Kaminsky back there.
Yeah, I wonder if that when Dave Reed went out earlier in the game with a hand problem, I wonder if that's what's keeping him out of the action, because obviously you're going to need something to hold on to the ball with. If your hand's not in good shape, that won't help you out.
That's very possible, because you got to be able to hold on to that ball. If you hurt your finger or maybe break it, you just don't have enough control to hold on to it.
And a nice offensive mix in amongst the running plays. They don't have to put the ball up in the air because they're so effective on the ground. They've been going to the bread and butter man Hartley. They throw a quick pitch out right. Quarterback sneak, and they're on a nice drive so far. 31-yard line, first down and 10. Hartley running around the left side to the 25-yard line where he is gang tackled there.
Boy, I'd like to know who jumped over the top of the middle. Boy,
somebody went airborne to get him.
That's Marcus Scott, the one that went airborne. Marcus Scott tried to jump up and really try to get him. That looked like the old jet tackle that I saw a few weeks ago on the way of Richard Dent, but he really didn't even get him. But Hartley, a pickup of 6 yards.
Oh, he's got more than that. It's more like about 7. Down to the 24, second down, we'll call it 3. Shift, and another quarterback sneaking very close to not having the back set for a second, but he being Jim Parsley, burrows forward, and he's up near the first down.
This is really a
He's got the first down.
This has been a really well-controlled drive so far, because they're not really trying to lift that ball up there for the touchdown. They're taking their time up the field. This is something that they did not do in the first quarter, and the Hurricanes are starting to show what they can do on just a well-balanced, time-controlled drive.
The passing obviously was not very effective in the first quarter, so if you can run the ball, why not run it? Plus, you're going to keep their defense out, and with only 22 men on their squad, that's going to help you out in the fourth quarter. Kaminsky hit around the 20-yard line there. He picks up a short gain on the play, about 2 yards, we'll call it.
John Snappin on the tackle, stopping him right there, 5'11", 161. Kaminsky, he's not that big, only 5'10", 175, though. He doesn't look that big, but he really shows a little bit of speed out there. He shows that when he does those passing routes.
Second and 8 from the 19. Strong side left with Cruz. Handoff, play action, fake Parsley. Nice fake handoff. Ball tipped, though, as a good rush by the Redskins, and either number 73 or 44 got a hold of that one.
Ryan Graham was the one that got a hold of that pass. Parsley wanted that side of the end zone, but didn't see his man open, and he's lucky that he even got that ball away, because Graham was coming in right at his face. And lucky things didn't fall a little shorter or anything worse.
Scott Bilodeau was also in the neighborhood, so a good rush there. Very nice play action fake, but good pressure by the Redskins here. Third down and 8. Big test for the Hurricanes to Hartley. Hartley with some room to the 15, puts his head down, 10, 8. First down, Hurricanes, as John Hartley found some room to the right.
Credit Tom Cruise in with a big tackle. They set up 3 wide receivers up on the near side, looked like a pass play, and a big hole for Hartley. But he may have only gotten down to the 8-yard line, but I'm sure that's going to open up a little later on for some more running room and maybe long yardage.
Timeout on the field.
By Momence right now, because obviously Momence seems a little bit worried and not falling behind. They don't want to fall behind Marian, because they know they fall behind, that can really hurt this team. And the coach, by the name of Craig Bundy, is really upset at the referees. He's on the field. He's really upset out there, boy. And there's the flag. I knew that was coming, because he was really throwing a big fit out there at the referee.
So that'll be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It'll probably give them first and goal from the 4 when they walk off half the distance.
It's kind of ironic to see a coach do this, because, you know, usually if they're upset, they'll stay on the sidelines now. A lot of coaches just stay there for timeouts, but Bundy looks like a type of coach definitely to be on the field to talk to his players.
Well, we'll also have to see what that does now. You know, the Redskins have been getting beat up here on this drive, and the Hurricanes have just been walking down the field via the run, and that might fire up the defense a little bit. They know the coach is upset. He gets the adrenaline flowing, and so the 4 yards you're going to get on the penalty there might actually be something that could help them out here, because they're going to need a goal line stand, obviously, to keep this a scoreless game or a 3-0 game. So we'll have to see what that does to the defense. Either that, or it's just giving Hartley 4 less yards. He's got to run over people.
Well, Hartley so far 10 carries, 92 yards in this ball game. He's been basically the offense for the Hurricanes, and Ball being moved up to the 4-yard line.
And Craig Bundy in his suit and his overcoat, dress shoes, doesn't look like the kind of man, you know, the way he's dressed that would come out there and huddle up and yell at referees. But then again, you know, Mike Ditka dresses up in suits too, and we know what he does. So after we get all organized, Parsley gets Kaminsky into place, 1st and goal from the 4. Cruz in motion, near side, sets down to the right tight end spot. Hand off Hartley. Hartley stonewalled around the 3-yard line. May have fallen forward to the 2.
Well, Ford was in on that tackle and really stopped them early. They really knew that ball was going to Hartley on that play. I would assume that Parsley would be better off rolling out and use a play-action pass. If he could take it himself or maybe flip to somebody, that might be a safer type of play.
Parsley's done that. Defense spread out, quick pitch. Kaminsky cuts in, flag, touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. And we'll have to see who this is against. So Kaminsky has an apparent touchdown, but we'll wait to see what the flag's against.
Great running when we go on the left side there. Kaminsky with a big hole, but wait a minute.
Flag is not in a good area. Could it be offensive holding?
Chop block. Oh, little chop block. Someone had a bad block in there on one of the tackles on the line, and boy, you don't want to see that when you're going in for a touchdown.
Exactly, just to cut the pursuit down, and the illegal cut block will be another big penalty. The Hurricanes, this is their 2nd big penalty on drives, and this one's going to be huge.
This is a 15-yard step off. Instead of being at the 2-yard line, instead of having a touchdown, this drops it back to the 17. And the ref coming over and talking to one of the coaches for Marian, so this sets up 2nd down and goal from back at the 17-yard line.
And if it does force the Hurricanes to pass, that has not been their strong suit so far in this game. Defense shifts to the middle. Delayed handoff, and a kind of a broken play as Parsley tries to sweep right, and he gains about a yard and a half. That play's not even going to go. There's going to be an offensive penalty.
Tom Cruise was moving in the wrong direction just before that ball was snapped, and that's definitely going to be against the Hurricanes.
So another 5 yards off, and that'll be 2nd and goal from the 22.
Boy, a lot of mistakes going on in this ball game right now.
And in key areas of the field, that's where it hurts. Both teams have had chances to put some points on the board, and we're still hatching eggs on the scoreboard here with 7:24 to go, 2nd quarter.
I'll tell you, it's not really hot enough to hatch those eggs either.
Well, maybe the way Coach Bundy was screaming over there, maybe it elevated the temperature here at the field here a degree or two. I don't know.
Well, they declined the penalty, so there was no gain, or actually a gain of 1. And
So
broken play.
looked like the official whistled that one dead, but apparently he didn't. And it was a broken play, and Parsley didn't have anywhere to go. So we'll give him a gain of 1 on the play. 3rd and goal from the 16, and Coach Bundy back out on the field there. You've got a stoppage of play.
Timeout by Marian. Taking on the side here, and Marian needs to talk over this play, 3rd down and long, and I think a good play here would be a good rollout. And rollout pass, and if you see somebody in the corner of the end zone, make that flip. If not, take it yourself.
Maybe something like a rollout pass, get the pursuit on that side and throw a back screen to maybe somebody like Hartley who's going to run over 3 or 4 players on his way to the goal line. That would be an interesting play
as
call.
long as there's some blocking in front of him, because there's no 1st down here. He's got to get in, and a 4th down, I think, in this area of the field, they would be smart enough to probably get
Take the
field
points.
Goal. Take the points. The way this game has been going, because neither team is really dashing for points right now.
Sure.
It's basically just having problems on the field. So a field goal may even win this game the way things are going right now.
Yeah, that would be a salvage here, as we said. You know, Hurricanes get all the way, they get into the end zone, and chop block sends them back out. So if they, obviously if they don't score and can salvage 3, it's not exactly great. But if the other team doesn't score the rest of the day, that's enough to win the game.
Well, the winner of this game will be going down to Bloomington, and that'll be for the Class 2A championship. We'll take on the winner of DuPont and St. Joseph Ogden. And don't ask me where these teams are from, because I don't know.
Slot left. In motion, Mike McNulty. And we've got some kind of illegal play. Pass to Cruz is in for the touchdown, but that's going to come back, folks.
All right, that's 2 of them in the end zone, and now another flag along the line. Let's see what it's called unless somebody moved.
It was an original penalty on the offense.
Again, another illegal shift. Yeah, I'd like to know who was on that one, because I couldn't even tell on that one. And
I really couldn't tell either, but it looked odd. Just the way that when the ball was snapped, something was not in place. And obviously the referee saw that too, threw the 5-yard flag. So we'll walk off another 5 yards. That'll make it 3rd and goal from the 21.
Well, this is, you know, mistakes you just don't like to see. I mean, that's 2 touchdowns called back.
Sure, and that was a very nice play. Cruz was wide open, and he made a good catch on the ball.
And it was actually the type of play that we were talking about, just roll out and look over the middle. You got your guy fine, hit him. If you don't, then you're going to either look for a short screen or basically run it yourself. So let's see what happens here now.
3rd and goal from 21. Slot right. I don't see any shifting this time. Parsley straight back to pass. He's got time. Pumps, fakes, now he's on the run. Fumbles the ball. It's recovered by the Redskins.
Well, Parsley, he was just totally unsure what to do there. He's got to throw that ball, and Graham came in and picked up that ball on the loose ball. Parsley just lost the ball in his hands because it's cold out there. You got to throw it. You got to throw it. You see your man open, hit him.
That's where we talked about it before. The bread and butter for the Hurricanes. Why put the ball up if you can humanly stay away from it? They put the ball up, and the excellent coverage by the Redskins, and it results in a fumble as Parsley, he didn't know what to do. He had all day to pass back there. The pass protection was great, but nobody was open, and he fumbles the ball away. 1st down and 10 Redskins. Springer off right tackle for 2 or 3.
And they had a ball control drive there of 10 plays, and it took a lot of time off the clock, probably the best drive until they got to the goal line. I wonder if that misconduct penalty just changed things around when Bundy came out screaming at the referee.
I'm sure that's part of coaching, and that could have helped a little bit. So a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7. I formation. Motion to the near side, Mazur. Option play and a flag on the play, and in the neighborhood of holding penalty as carrying the ball was the quarterback, Brian Ford.
Well, they had another penalty here. And
Hurricanes clapping, so we'll probably see this ball going back.
well, it looks like we're going to have a day to see the referees using those flags. And
Offensive holding.
So we've seen 6 penalties already, 3 against Marian for 30 yards, and now we've seen 3 against Momence for 28. And this is something you usually do not see when you get to playoff football.
No,
These referees are definitely calling them.
Big penalties and mistakes. And that's definitely something you don't usually see in playoff football. But so far, we started out with a kickoff. We had to replay on an illegal procedure call, and it's gotten a little bit strange since then.
We knew it was strange when we had to take a second take from the start, right?
That's right.
Oh.
So, after the walk-off, it's going to be about 2nd down, and we'll call it 15.
They gave the run a 5.
Play action pass, and lob to the near side is just out of reach of Robert Lampley, 32. He was open, and a nice play action fake by quarterback Ford, but the pass just too far, and it'll result in a 3rd down play here for the Redskins of Momence.
Well, Ford had a little pressure coming right in front of him in the way of Kevin Gaffney, so he had to unload it quickly. And that ball up there so long, but not long enough for his receiver to catch it.
And if you were keeping defensive line statistics, you would call that a hurry. Because obviously he threw that a little bit sooner than he wanted to, and it cost him because he had the man open. And if that pass would have been completed, we were close to seeing a touchdown. Slot left. Back split, straight drop forward. And a little shovel pass up ahead to Marcus Scott, number 34, who's very close to the 1st down marker. And I think he's got it from the way they spot the ball from here. 1st down. What a big make from 3rd and 15.
Now Brian Ford doing a little bit of passing after that interception. He's now 4 of 8 for 39 yards. And one of them being for -5, so he's really starting to put together little short passes, and that's where Marian's got to be able to get right on top of their man.
You can call that a gadget play, but very effective because nobody expected it. I formation, 1st and 10, 33-yard line. And some hard running off the left tackle by Keith Horn.
Parsley and Hartley been on that tackle, stopping him for a short gain of 2 yards, and that's what the Hurricanes got to do, stop him on the run, make him throw that pass. And this way, if they throw that pass, let's get them to have a bad pass out there and pick it off and maybe take it in for 6 points.
Gordy Greenlee checking into the lineup for the Redskins. He's going to line up out wide to the left. So another I formation play with Springer the tailback. 2nd and 8, motion near side. And the handoff to Springer. Springer out across the 40-yard line to the 41 where he's tripped up there.
Tripped up by his own man. Actually over there, it's tight end of Jason Lohman. And
Springer's limping off the field there, so that
Springer and Lohman both got hurt because Lohman was even limping back to the huddle. So two of their own guys taken out. One play.
And with a small squad, you don't need injuries coming in quantities like that. 3rd down and 2. Everybody bunched up. Pitch to the far side. That's Marcus Scott. Marcus Scott is stopped short. Scott put his head down around right tackle, and he was stonewalled there. Maybe got a yard on the play, but that's it.
Well, Cruz did an excellent job on the pursuit, and Hartley came in there and a couple other Hurricanes. And Hartley is even playing a good job on defense, being there on the tackles.
Old-time football, two-way play. And into punt. The Redskins. Hurricanes send 2 men quickly back, and a high wobbling punt. Fair catch is called for at about the 34-yard line by number 12, Brian Kaminsky. Kaminsky, the junior, 175, 5'10", makes the fair catch, and the Hurricanes will get the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 34-yard line. So the Redskins picking up a big 1st down on 3rd and 15. After that, didn't get the next 1st down, so they turn the ball back over to the Hurricanes, who have had 2 drives where they should have scored on both and came up with no points. We're at 3:51 to play 1st half, no score from Marian Central High School in Woodstock. Jim Byer, Rusty Silver, hoping you're enjoying this classic 2A semifinal match on TCI of Illinois Channel 36 as Hartley runs left and out of bounds, picking up a good chunk of yardage, and he's near a 1st down.
Well, depending on where they mark this, it may be a 1st down, and it looks like it is.
It is.
A 10-yard pickup. That puts them over 100 yards there in the 1st half. I got him for 12 carries and 104 on the unofficial tally.
And it'll be a 1st down. We'll call it the 44-yard line. So pickup of 10 on the play. Back split, receivers both ways. Pitch near side. And Kaminsky breaks a couple of tackles. He still has 45 backs. Nice cut. 35.
Wow.
And it's recovered by the Redskins. Another turnover after brilliant running by Brian Kaminsky, who was down around the 35-yard line just before he hit the ground. He coughed up the ball, and it's recovered at around the 30-yard line. Redskins with another turnover.
I hate to differ on this, though, because the ground knocked that ball out of there. I'll tell you, he came down on the ground, and ground should not be able to knock the ball out. I'll tell you that right now. I think the refs made a bad call on that because he came down and the ground knocked that ball out.
Controversy in playoff action. The 2 announcers don't even agree on the call. I thought he coughed it up just before his knee went down, but it was close. Where's the replay man when you need him? 1st and 10, we'll call it the 31-yard line of the Redskins, where they take over again after stopping the Hurricanes. After the Hurricanes did a great job, some great cutting by Kaminsky, even went backwards to cut around the man, but he still coughed up the ball. About a 3-yard gain on the play by Marcus Scott.
That's what makes this game feel good, right?
That's right, the 5'11", 162-pound junior. Picked up 3 yards on the play, so a 2nd down and 7 just short of the Redskin 35. 2:49 to go, and Redskins back on offense, and 2 12-0 teams tied going into halftime so far. The only thing you don't like about the game is there have been so many mistakes. Delayed play action pass is complete, and complete to Keith Horn, number 33, who's out of bounds on the far side, pushed out there after about a gain of 10.
Hartley was in on that one. John Hartley was over there saying, Jim, boy, a couple years back. But John Hartley was in and pushing him out of there, and that's a 1st down after he picked up 12.
So we'll call it the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. And the Redskins back out on the move as we near the 2.5-minute mark of the 1st half.
Hurricanes need to close in on the quarterback.
Slot right now, man in motion near side. That's Robert Lampley. And scrambling out of trouble is Brian Ford. Brian Ford 1st down and more to the 40. He fell and slid to the 39-yard line. They'll give him the 40 on the play, and a tough rush by the defense of the Hurricanes, and Ford got out of there and picked up some nice yards. Clock rolling at 2:22 to go first half.
16-yard pickup, and you just got to close up. I mean, he saw his pocket closing, so he just ran through the middle. You got to be able to shut him down. Don't let him get that yardage. And Ford had a nice piece of running there.
And that's something that can negate a good pass rush, and the Hurricanes have had that today. Pitch to the tailback Springer. Springer to the 35, where he's finally knocked down there. Jim Parsley on the tackle.
Well, Hartlieb had the first initial contact with him. Got to be able to grab him fully and bring him down. And Hartlieb's done a good job of that so far. And Springer again limping off the field. He was hurt earlier. And kind of limping off just a little bit to the far side.
Every time he seems to go out, he limps. I think that's a deceptive move there. I think he just does that, and they think he's hurt, and then he's going to blow through a hole. Quick drop, then a further drop back. The pass is not complete. It is dropped, and an excellent hit on the play by number 25 for the Hurricanes, Dave Reed.
There was a late call there. I didn't even hear a whistle on that one. And
I think the officials were waiting to see whether he had caught it or not.
well, Reed just picked up that ball and was starting to go towards the end zone. And
it's a good play.
And finally, he just called it incomplete, but very late call. These officials are just not on top of their game.
Gordy Greenlee, the intended receiver there, he had it in his hands, but as soon as the ball got there, the hit was instantaneous and jarred the ball loose. 3rd down and 5. 1.5 to go for the first half. Slot left. Back is Ford. He's doubly pass rushed. Throws one out into the middle, intended for number 32, Robert Lampley, but a fierce pass rush on the play by the Hurricanes and forced Ford to throw that ball a little faster than he wanted to, and that bring up a 4th down and 5.
Well, Gaffney was in there also with Cruz, and big rush put on. Boy, they just wanted to grab him and bring him down. Here's a big decision here. Do you go for a field goal, get some points on the board, or do you go for it? Maybe 4th and 5. I don't think they got a kicker for it. I know Mike Golick has had chances from there, but I don't think they have a kicker. I didn't see anybody warming up even to kick before the game.
Unless of extreme desperation, I don't think I'd send a high schooler in to kick a 52-yard kick. Slot right. Back to pass Ford. He winds up and fires, and incomplete. Led Gordy Greenlee a little too far, and the pass was almost intercepted. So the Hurricanes will get it over on downs as they make a defensive stand at their own 35-yard line. And there's still 1:22 to go, so the Hurricanes can get back down and maybe get some points on the board to negate some of the big mistakes that they've made so far in this first half to keep it scoreless.
Well, Kevin Gaffney almost picked off the interception. Actually, it was in his hands, and Gordy Greenlee was playing defense basically on that offensive play. So the Hurricanes with a chance maybe to get something on the board before it's halftime.
High formation, 1st and 10, 35. Parsley, play action fast, winds up far sidelines, intercepted! Gordy Greenlee was there to intercept it. The receiver was bumped on the far sideline a little bit by the defenders. The defender was getting into position, but an errant pass there, and 1st down and 10 this time for the Redskins with 1:15. They have time to go back down the field. Another Hurricane error.
Well, these referees don't call them when you want them to be called, and
There's
they
been a
call
lot
them when
of
you don't want them to be called. And that time you wonder if there was some pushing on that far side.
A lot of
Stevens was trying to go for the ball, and Greenlee took it.
A lot of Hurricane receivers have been getting bumped in the secondary. No question about that so far in the first half. High formation. Motion. And it's through to number 33, Keith Horn. And Horn in across midfield to the 45-yard line of the Hurricanes where he's tackled there.
And
Good
good
the clock will
yardage,
stop
too.
for the first down.
Got good yardage on that one. Got the ball at the 45-yard line. Quick offense now.
They got to wait for the sticks to get in position. And that's exactly what they had to do. The stick men were a little slow that time, and sticks weren't down yet. So we'll line them up again. We'll start the clock, and we'll go 1st and 10 from the Hurricane 45. Come on, ref, get in the game. I don't know if you heard that in the background, and that's been kind of the case so far this game, too. Double pump, and it's intercepted by Kaminsky. Kaminsky almost turned around, and he had a little bit of a picket line if he could have turned around and came back upfield, but he was tackled immediately. We've got flags on the play, though, and
Let's see when it was. If it was after the interception or before. They're bringing it back out to where the line of scrimmage was. And great play on the part of Kaminsky. And they are going to bring it back to the line of scrimmage.
Ford double pumped that, and after the first pump, he threw a horrible pass.
Referees will come out and see what's going on here. 38 seconds to go to halftime. It should be the Hurricanes' ball if it's after the interception. The question is if it's before or after, or which end of it was.
Well, we will let the officials sort through this.
Now, from where the ball is, they are taking it back over here.
That's a roughing the passer penalty against Marian Central. Big personal foul, calling a big 15-yard penalty, negates the interception, and will give the Redskins 1st and 10 at the Hurricane 30. Timeout, Redskins.
I'll tell you, we saw some strange calls. I didn't see any roughing the passer whenever he threw it. And now it's funny, the coach is even out there yelling at him. He gets the penalty and he's still yelling at the coach.
I guess he wanted a 30-yard penalty instead of a 15, or maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct foul tacked down to the
I wonder if he's got
bed.
a contract with these coaches, with these referees, with the way he's talking at them. Boy, I've never seen a coach get so much talk at the referee at his free time. Right now, sitting still zeros on the board, 38 seconds to go before halftime, and there's been a lot of opportunities for the Hurricanes to score, and even for Momence to score. And there's been a lot of, I don't know if you call it horrible football, just football that we haven't seen this past year.
It's been good hard-nosed football to an extent until the mistakes come into the game, and both teams have made them. Penalties, fumbles, interceptions. There have been a bunch of those, some weird calls in the first half, and to think we've got another half to go in this one.
It'll be an interesting one at that. Some of the things that we've seen so far in the way of interceptions and fumbles. And
I think we're all going to be scratching our eyes a bit at halftime after this first half. Did we really see this?
These are two teams that have been explosive all year, have come out with hard-nosed defensive tactics.
But I tell you one thing I do like. I do like the hard-nosed football. I like two teams, 12-0, slugging it down to the last man. And of course, if it works that way, the Hurricanes will win because they got more people. 1st down and 10 from the 30. Another double pump. Intended once again for Robert Lampley, and that pass sailed well over his head and out of bounds.
That one even hit the referee going out of bounds, and I guess you can call it deflected by the ref.
Surprised they didn't call intentional grounding on that.
Well, Kaminsky was over there against Lampley.
So a 2nd down and 10 from the Hurricane 30. 33 seconds to go, first half. No score, and we hope you're enjoying this 2A playoff classic here on TCI of Illinois, Channel 36. Robert Mazur in motion near side. Straight drop back shovel pass, complete to Marcus Scott. Scott, though, is stopped for no gain, and the Hurricanes were waiting for it.
Hartlieb right there for him. He read that play and stopped him cold. He only got maybe a yard on that play.
Great adjustment by the Hurricane defense, because the first time that play was pulled, it worked great. It worked and pulled a 3rd and 15 into a 1st down. This time, half a yard gain on the play, so we'll call it 3rd down and 9. Back is Ford. Ford winds up a wobbler into the end zone. Intercepted by Kaminsky, and he almost had that ball squirt through his hands, and you know who was standing right behind him, Gordy Greenlee, and Gordy could have taken that ball and scored a touchdown, but nevertheless, after that hard-nosed and error-filled football here in the first half, we have no score between the Momence Redskins and the Marian Central Hurricanes, in a game that has, like we said, been hard-nosed and been full of errors and some weird calls, but it has been interesting.
Interesting to say the least, because you see these two teams on paper, you read about what we're gonna see in the way of scoring, and we haven't seen it. So we've seen two teams come out with some strong defense, and I'll tell you what the second half is going to bring to us. I think it's going to be the team that can be smarter than the other and get on the board first. I think we're going to see a very good, I don't know, good, but maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but maybe a very interesting second half.
And we saw Mike Golda warming up in the warm-ups. I didn't see a kicker warming up for Momence, and so Golda was kicking a lot of balls, and so maybe he'll come down and maybe kick a game-winning field goal towards the end. It's halftime. No score here from Marian Central. Stay tuned for 3rd quarter action in just a few moments. Semifinalist in 84 and a finalist in 85. And they're here in the semifinals here in 88, or pardon me, 89. And we've got no score here between them and the Momence Redskins. You've got some stats for us, Rusty.
Yeah, we do have very interesting stats. Maybe I should go over the penalties first, because Marian Central's been penalized 4 times for 45 yards, 2 of the touchdowns called back. Momence has 3 penalties for 28 yards, but total yards 154 for Marian, all on the ground, led by 109 yards by John Hartley. Momence, 81 yards on the ground, led by Jason Springer's 9 carries for 44 yards, 52 yards passing for 143 yards as Brian Ford 6 of 15. He's thrown the ball for 2 interceptions, each team with 3 turnovers. This second half looks to be which team wants to play better football.
Brian Graham sends it into the air and sends it shanked, but it's loose on the ground, finally picked up by the Hurricanes' Chris Murray, number 80, and Murray tackled on the far sideline around the 27 or so yard line where the Hurricanes will start off 1st and 10.
Murray goes off limping over there. That was a really odd-looking type of kick.
Very
He set
odd.
that ball almost flat, but set up almost in a 40-degree angle and then kicked it. So Hurricanes will start from their 27-yard line.
1st and 10, back split, receiver split either way. Cruz in motion now to the right side. Jim Parsley, the quarterback, barking out the signals. Hands off to Hartley, who cuts in off the tackle and up for a good gain of about 5 yards or so. And he's starting off just where he left off in the first half.
Well, the Marian had a one good drive in there where they held onto the ball for 9 plays, and then they fumbled it when Parsley went scattering through the middle on a long 3rd down. Of course, there was a lot of penalties involved, but they have a well-contained drive and work the ball up the field. I think that's where Marian's going to be able to control this ball game.
And even though they didn't score, they had the defense out for a long time. But we'll have to see if that comes into play in the 4th quarter. Handoff up the middle. Great running by John Hartley. He was stymied for basically no gain or a gain of 1. He just kind of ran over a couple of people and bowled a tackler, and he's up near 1st down yardage, and
that looks like
he has
is.
it.
That's it. That's a 1st down. I mean, Hartley definitely is really showing that he is a bulldozer, as we've been mentioning, because he has been just running over these Momence Redskins.
Yeah, I think those little balls that they put on the helmets are mainly maybe his victims after he's run over them. Kaminsky with the handoff off left tackle.
Oh, you're not going to call it that. How about it?
Well, as you can hear in the back.
Kaminsky, yes, everybody calling for a spear, and that didn't influence the officials at all. Gain of about 6.
It's just kind of strange to see that we're seeing Kaminsky back there. Well, one thing I should mention, Kaminsky's got to hold onto that ball with both hands because he's not a big guy there, and if they jar that ball loose, he may lose the ball.
Once again, the Hurricanes mixing up the run plays well. 2nd down, and we'll call it 4. Fumble! Ball loose! Looks like the Hurricanes got it back as Parsley. Very good play. He saw the ball and just dove in for it, but they haven't given an indication yet. And everybody getting off the pile. 1st down for the Redskins! Another fumble, and they turn it over again.
73, Scott Bilodeau was the one that came up with that ball on top of it. These referees, I don't know though.
Scott Bilodeau, he's had his nose around the ball all afternoon. He's been rushing. He was near a pass deflection, recovers a fumble, and another Hurricane turnover.
That's the 4th turnover and the 7th one in the ball game.
46-yard line, 1st and 10 Redskins. Springer to the 40. He's got a hole, 35, 33, and he's laid out there by Jim Parsley. 1st down, though, for the Redskins, as they seem to have a bit of momentum after that fumble recovery, and Springer just blowing through yet another hole. And he's been doing that a lot so far today, but they seem to shift him in and out. And you'd think with a man with his capabilities, you'd leave him in there more, and we'll have to see if they do that here in the 3rd quarter.
Let's see if Marian clamps down.
Springer pitch left. Runs into a blocker, runs into his own man and a defensive man. He's up around and no gain. We've got a penalty on the play. It'll go against the Redskins.
That's holding. And boy, the referee called that one quick. He didn't even set the ball down. He just quickly said, that's a hold.
That's the fastest penalty I think I've ever seen called. You're right. He wasted no time on a penalty. Usually I like to sort through things. He knew it. Just flagged him, made the call, and then walk him back.
No
so,
doubt.
we had the first half with penalties and turnovers. We've started the second half with penalties and turnovers. And the Redskins were on the move, and they'll have now a 1st down and 20 back at their own 40, call it the 43-yard line. So we'll have to see if they go to the air. As we pointed out earlier in the game, Brian Ford has over 1,900 yards passing, but he has been ineffective today. He's had a couple passes dropped on him, but he's been ineffective. pass overthrown, intended on the left flat for Robert Lampley, number 32. And that was out of his reach and not a very well thrown ball.
Didn't look like he set himself there. And no, Marian has got to be really keeping a close eye on those wide receivers going out along the sidelines. Can't let anyone get away from
You'd be amazed at how bad you can throw a ball when you don't have your feet set. You have your feet planted and you step and foul through, the ball's gonna fly where you want it to fly. But if you're dancing around back there and whatnot, and that's, you can credit that to the Hurricane rush, because they have rushed him very well in the first half. Handoff, wide open hole for Keith Horn, and Horn blasts ahead for about a gain of 8 or 9 yards and is met around the 35-yard line of the Hurricanes.
Kevin Gaffney in that tackle along with Parsley to stop him. This will make third long yardage for the Redskins.
3rd and 13 from the Hurricane 36. So we'll see what the Redskins have under their sleeve, led by Coach Craig Bundy, who was even on the field before the second half started. Quick swing out, hook and ladder play, and very well defensed on the play as Keith Horn knocked out of bounds along the near side. Got about 3 yards or so on the play, but it'll be 4th down and approximately 10. Very good defense by the Hurricanes, and that's the kind of play, if you're not ready for it, that could go a long way.
Well, Stevens and Reed both picked that one up right away. It looked like somebody in the back there said, look out, it's going to be one of those trick plays, and they picked that one up right away, and this will make 4th down. And they'll probably go for it in this situation. They don't have a kicker to throw that far, and right now with nobody doing anything, why not go for it? And that's what they're going to do right now. Let's see if Hurricanes can stop them.
Well, I tell you, this is the kind of game where if you had a good field goal kicker, you'd be in good shape. Handoff, Springer. Springer dives forward. He's short of the first down, never made it. Picked up a good 7 or so. When you need 10, that won't do it. Ball goes over on downs again. And Momence has done that several times, giving up the ball on downs, and the Hurricanes, after a fumble, will get the ball at their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, the key at this point in the game for the Hurricanes, hold on to that ball.
Exactly, because they've been running the ball well, but they haven't been finishing well by covering it up. And last one was a fumble from the snap. Defense shifts around to the right side, now makes a shift over to the left after the man in motion. Handoff, Hartlieb around the right end, and Hartlieb for short yardage.
Well, Hartlieb had a big hole to the outside. If he just cut outside, then come back in against the grain towards the sideline, he'd be really in shape for extra yardage, but he tried to cut it back a little bit too early and only got about 3 yards.
That's probably one of his shortest gains of the day, and it's 3 yards. So you can tell he's been running the ball very well today. 7:05 to go here, 3rd quarter, and still no score from Marian Central High in Woodstock. Jim Byer along with Rusty Silver. Brian Hannums freezing up on the roof. Hoping you're enjoying this one on TCI of Illinois Channel 36. Quick pitch, Hartlieb. Hartlieb breaks a tackle, gets around, a nice block, and breaks a couple more tackles. Finally run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Nice block to Springham on the part of number 44, Mike McNulty, or he would have been stopped long before he was.
Scott Billadol tried to clamp down on Hartlieb, and Hartlieb just said, nope, can't do that. And Hartlieb went to the outside, broke a couple more tackles before they had to take him out of bounds as Graham took him out. And that'll be a nice pickup for Hartlieb out to the 39-yard line.
And it'll bring up a 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes at the 39. And like I said, nice block by McNulty. I formation, receiver split both ways. The delayed handoff to Kaminsky. Kaminsky plows up around the 40. Got about 1 yard on the play, and then he was just beat up there. He was hit by a couple of guys and went flying backwards.
John Vineyard was the one that stopped him. Kaminsky just doesn't have that build like Hartlieb does to go through there. And with Reed and Hinker not in the ball game, slightly hurt, that's where the lack of depth seems to be falling in for the Hurricanes.
Kaminsky dots the I. McNulty in motion far side on 2nd and 9. Pitch Kaminsky. Off right tackle. Kaminsky up forward to around the 45-yard line where he swung down on the play. And getting off the bottom of the pile, number 44, Brian Graham, who's been doing the kicking chores for the Redskins.
Well, Kaminsky carried the ball 7 times now for 50 yards. That was courtesy to a 28-yard run on the one that he fumbled on.
Pick up a 5, 3rd down and 4 for the Hurricanes at about their own 45. Slot left. Single back is Hartley. Pitch to Hartley. Hartley 45 across the first down marker to the 50-yard line. First down, Hurricanes at midfield.
That is definitely Hartley's type of running straight through the middle before he gets tackled by Brent Williams. We got a player down on the field for the Redskins, and he is just in pain.
That might be Keith Horn, number 33. We'll have to wait to see. 73?
And here comes coach slash
Scott
trainer.
Bilodeau.
There's coach slash trainer over there to help him out, and you know, with our luck, he may even throw a couple words over to the ref too, like he's
Well,
done all
we'll
day.
have to wait and see. Come on, ref, why didn't you make the call?
Because he's done that pretty much most of the day, like you were saying before in halftime. Coach Bundy was out there even talking to the ref like they were talking for dinner or something.
Well, you know, that's part of coaching. It's a matter of the official either closing his ears and saying, or just walking away from him, or just tuning him out, or dealing with him. And obviously, the officials have been more than willing to deal with him, and so he's been able to say whatever piece he's had to say.
And it looks like they're flexing his left leg around the knee area, and they're checking him on the side. The winner of this game will be going down to Bloomington next week, and that'll be a 12:30 start over there at Hancock Stadium. And the winner will be taking on either Dupo or St. Joseph Ogden. Now, St. Joseph Ogden is around the Champaign area, from what I have heard this morning, and Dupo comes around the East St. Louis area. So there's Horn getting.
Bilodeau is up. Scott Bilodeau is up and under his own power. He's walking. He's limping slightly, but not bad.
We thought it was Horn. It's Bilodeau.
So it's good to see him up.
You thought maybe 33 was Horn, but 73.
I saw the 3. I couldn't see the first digit. Saw the 3.
They both look alike in size too. So he was the one that recovered the fumble just before.
Alrighty, 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe with 5:21 and now rolling third quarter. Still no score. Slot left. Single back Hartley. Quick swing out to Kaminsky. Kaminsky to the 40-yard line. He'll have a first down there. Tackled along the near sideline by Gordy Greenlee, number 9. But a first down, and Kaminsky showing a little bit of speed. He hasn't been firing through all the holes he's had, but he took the quick opener and the swing pass to the left side, made a nice play for a first down.
Oh, Kaminsky gets those 10 yards. He's basically a wide receiver, and that's exactly what Patton's doing by just sending him out on the wing, because he's not getting much done in the backfield. They're just going to go with one setback. And that time it worked for a first down.
Kaminsky in the slot, single back Hartley. Slot right. Parsley, the pitch to Hartley. Hartley is stopped. Could have been stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but he did manage to fight his way across the 40 and probably for a gain of about 1.
Boy, Hartley just charged through there. I mean, I think he walked through Brian Graham, because Graham is now hurt and holding his stomach because Hartley put his helmet down, and I think he might have just took the wind out of him. He's still holding his stomach area. Let's take a look out there. He's holding it.
6'2", 225. If a man like that has his helmet pointed at your midsection and gets you good, you are going to hurt a little bit.
I can feel it from here.
Cruz lines up strong side right, receivers both ways, I formation. Parsley, the quick drop. Cruz over the middle, and that ball was just feathered in front of the outstretched hands of Keith Horn. I thought that ball was going to get deflected, but it made its way to Cruz, and Cruz is up near a first down, a pickup of about 7 on the play, so third down, we'll call it 2.
I'll tell you one thing, Ford came up and really popped Cruz right there after he caught that ball, and Cruz did an excellent job by holding on to it.
Did in traffic. 3rd and 2. Will we see Hartley here? No. Parsley holds on the fake. Parsley across the 30 to the 29. He's close. I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, right where the referees mark it, that is a first down right there, because the yard marker is about just inside the 30, and the ball is marked at the 28, so that should be a first down.
Well, once he fell across the 30, you knew he was in pretty good shape.
They're asking for a measurement, and I can tell you just by looking at it, it's about a yard in front of it.
That's a stall tactic, give the defense a little bit of a breather.
I'll tell you one thing, though, unless these lines are off and they look straight to me, I think the referee's lines are off.
Well, there are the sticks, and did we need them? It's a good tactic, though, to give the defense a little bit of a breather. And the sticks will move with the clock held at 3:48, and we'll have a first down for the Hurricanes as they're on another sustained drive here at the Redskin 29. Parsley talking to Hartley, mainly talking to Kaminsky, telling him where to line up, and the back's the lineup split. Receivers both ways. Cruz in motion to the right side. Parsley barks him out. Delayed handoff, Kaminsky off left tackle. Kaminsky breaks a hole, breaks a tackle across the 20 to about the 18. Held on to the ball, which has been a problem for him today. Looks like he'll have another first down. He's very close. The sticks move. There will be no measurement here. 1st and 10, we'll call it the 17.
Mike Lawler made a nice tackle to make some room for Kaminsky, and he got up a little shaky there, but he's still out there on the offensive line.
1st and 10, 17-yard line. We're nearing the 3-minute mark. 3rd quarter, still no score. Hurricanes, Redskins, both 12-0. Handoff, Hartley off the right tackle, and he plows forward for about 3 or 4. He lunged and made a good lunge towards the end to pick up some nice yardage, so it'll be 2nd down. And we'll call it 6 yards to go, so he did pick up 4. And Dave Reed checks into the ball game. We haven't seen him into the game in a while.
John Vineyard into that tackle on Hartley. This is the type of play that we expected in the second half. Nice control type of drive, and that's just exactly
and
what
no
the Hurricanes are
mistakes,
doing.
and this is where the mistakes have occurred, in here or a little bit closer. Penalties, turnovers. Well, you can see the temperature. You can see the people breathing, and Dave Reed takes the delayed handoff. Did not fool anybody.
Well, they knew when Reed just came in and that ball was going right to him. Hurricanes got to be able to make something move, not just a simple handoff. You got to be able to roll out a little bit, maybe pitch it out, or have a short pass over the right or left side.
Like Brent Williams among many on the tackle for the Redskins.
Reed was out earlier because he hurt his fingers earlier in the first half, and 3 carries for -3. He has not had a day to do anything.
Lost a yard, 3rd and 7, slot left. Back split. Parsley straight drop. He's getting a little bit of a rush, lobs it over the middle. Cruises! Had the ball, and he fell through his hands and had a defender on his back. Incomplete.
I'll tell you one thing, Ford was not just on his back, he had an entire hand on top of him and batted the ball away. Refs didn't make a call again. It's like when you expect the refs to make a whistle or throw the flag, they don't do it. It's when there isn't one, they throw one, and that's the way it's been all day long, so they're consistent in one point of view.
And you could probably hear a little bit of displeasure behind us with the Hurricane coaches here in the press box, and there's been a lot of bumping in the secondary, and a right to complain. We've got our first field goal attempt of the game.
32-yard attempt here. 32-yard attempt.
Mike Golda will go for the 3. Ball is down, kick is up and blocked. Ball was loose and picked up on the play by Reed. Reed ends up with the ball, but that'll go back over on downs, now on the block to the Redskins.
Parsley on the snap didn't get the ball set, had the ball partially tilted, and Golda just was not ready to kick it. He didn't like the way the ball was spotted and just couldn't get underneath that ball.
Hit somebody in the back because that ball never got over the line of scrimmage. It's like one of those kicks you see kind of in the midget league. Guy gives it all he has and the ball gets about 3 feet off the ground, boom. And if you're unfortunate, you're standing in the path. I formation Redskins. And handoff inside. Balls! Hurricanes have it! Hurricanes take it right back on a fumble!
Boy, talk about changes right away. Missed field goal, and right back the Hurricanes take advantage on a fumble. And coming up with that, Steve Ritter. It was either Hartley or Ritter that came up with that ball.
Well, the Hurricanes back in business at their own 17, 1st and 10. So they just went down and missed a field goal attempt after a questionable play in the secondary, and now it's 1st and 10. Back split, hand off the delayed man. That's Kaminsky, breaks one tackle, runs into number 55 of Momence, John Vineyard, and is tackled there.
Boy, just Marian cannot get anything going. They get inside the 20 of Momence, and Momence puts a steel wall out there. Now we got a timeout taken by Marian as Pat wants to come out. First time I've seen Patton come out and talk to his team to get themselves situated and relaxed out there because things just haven't been going good for Marian and when they get the ball inside the 20 today.
Also back out onto the field, Craig Bundy is in his huddle.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think Marian's just being hurt right now in the backfield. You know, without Hinker or Reed, you're losing a lot of strength back there on blocking. And that's what's going on right now because Kaminsky is just not big enough back there for likes of Hinker or Reed. And that's really showing right now. Sure, Hartlieb's doing the job. They stay in their one setback where Hartlieb is there and you put three wide receivers. I've seen a lot more chances out there to score touchdowns, and Hartley's done the job in the backfield. 19 carries for 144 yards. Parsley now passing 2 for 10, just 17 yards on the day. That's unlike Parsley in his recent weeks. He's had a lot better days passing the ball.
So they'll huddle it up again, no gain on first down, 2nd and 10, 17-yard line. Hurricanes in Redskin territory again, but no points to show for it here, although they did make a field goal attempt on their last drive that was blocked. Delayed handoff, Kaminsky. Kaminsky turns it off left tackle and goes forward for a few yards. He's across the 15, somewhere in the neighborhood of the 12-yard line.
He picked up 4 in that play going off the left side there, and I think we should see a lot more play action out of Parsley to fool up on the defense. I think if he can roll out, I've been saying it all day, if he can roll out, he can either take it himself or just pitch it right over the top to either the tight end, Cruz, or out to Stevens.
4-yard gain, 3rd and 6. Slot right, quick pitch Hartley. Hartley's got a little room to work. He turns it up across the 10. Somewhere in the neighborhood of the 7-yard line, which means he'd be real close to a first down. We'll have to see where they spot the ball.
It's going to be really close, and in fact, it's going to be hard to see from this angle to see if he's got it. And
4th down.
4th down and probably less than maybe a yard.
4th and 1.
4th and 1 from the 8. Let's see what they go here. Probably a quarterback keeper most likely, or give it to Hartley.
We are at the end of the 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters and nothing has been decided. Marian Central 0, Momence 0. The Hurricanes face a 4th and goal from the Momence 8. They have been close to scoring all afternoon, have no points on the board, trying a field goal attempt on their last drive that was blocked, but on the first play, the Redskins coughed it up. The Hurricanes recovered and they're knocking on the door.
And while there's great action with a lot of zeros on the board, you can think round ball, that is, with basketball. And next weekend, right here, high school basketball, the Round Lake Thanksgiving Tournament. And that'll only be in the McHenry and Round Lake areas. And you can catch that Sunday at noon. That'll be on next week. You want to catch some round ball action. Basketball is here. And right here we have a lot of action as Marian Central Momence is going at it now. Bundy back on the field to talk to his team, try to put some momentum on his club, and this is probably the most crucial part of the ball game for both teams because this is where Marian's got to get on the board.
Yeah, and you know what they're doing here? They're going for the touchdown, but they're passing an opportunity for a fairly short field goal here too. Now obviously it's only a yard the way they've been running, you'd think they'd get it, but they are passing up to 3. And if they don't make the first down, we'll have to see what that does later in the game. Key biggest play of the game so far by far.
Well, this game has definitely had a lot of things in it, a lot of turnovers, and that's been the biggest key. 8 turnovers, 4 for each team, and yet nobody has been able to capitalize because both teams playing excellent defense.
Most of the time, the turnover has been for the teams in the opponent's territory, and usually close to the goal line. 4th and goal. Will it be the quarterback sneak, or will it be Hartley, or will it be choice C, none of the above? Hartley, first down.
No doubt, Hartley just bulls his way through, just stuck his helmet straight through, and he'll even get a couple more yards. They'll place it down inside the 5.
Right at the 5-yard line they got it, looks like. So we'll call it 1st and goal from the 5. Hartley, there was no question about that. He just blew off right tackle, big hole. And he runs so low to the ground, he runs so well, he just uses his 225 pounds of mass and uses it well, runs low to the ground. It's very hard to tackle a man like that. Down handoff up the middle and not much yardage there.
I gave it to Hartley, but that was awfully late. And I'll tell you, that ball was almost not even in Hartley's hands because he was just basically tackled when he got that ball. I mean, Hartley was lucky to hold on to it, and now 2nd down and goal. I think we got to be able to see some sort of rollout. Or maybe take it off the left side because they're all stacked up on the right.
I'm waiting to give you that professor's cap. We've been waiting to see it all day. Pitch out. Kaminsky finds a room. He's got some blockers. Touchdown! And yes, friends, you see no flags on the field. We finally got some points on the board here at Marian Central High. 6-0 Hurricanes. And he had himself a picket line. He had about half the team out there as a picket line. It was literally untouched going into the end zone. Kaminsky from 5 yards out with 11:11 to go. 6-0 Marian.
Actually, from the 4, And we'll call a 4-yard touchdown on that one because Kaminsky did a great job. I said you got to roll yourself out. The hole's out there. Everybody was stacked up on this near side. And that time it worked as Kaminsky went in for the touchdown. They're going to go for a 2-point conversion here.
It wasn't exactly the quarterback roll, but it was a roll nonetheless. I formation for the 2-point conversion. Parsley, quick hitter, corner of the end zone, intercepted almost, but incomplete. Well covered.
I don't know why they didn't go just for the extra point there. I mean, sure, Golden missed a chance for a field goal there, but you wanted to secure 7.
I almost think they did it because they realized that Momence doesn't have a kicker. If they go up 2, then they're forced. The 2-point conversion would only tie if they were to score. So actually, the strategy's not a bad one. Although you do like to take the 7 points if you can get it, but that would still leave a door open with no kicker. So interesting strategy. We'll have to wait to see what happens with it. So Mike Golden, in the first game I saw, the man was a very busy man, that 51-6 game against St. Edwards. And today he's been just kind of sitting on the bench watching the action go as it's gone. He hasn't had much to do. Had a field goal attempt here in the 4th quarter. Or pardon me, late in the 3rd quarter, and then has a chance to kick off here as Kaminsky tries to fire up his crowd, and the large crowd we have here for both sides. Both sides are well represented here at Marian Central High this afternoon. Golden to kick, and Springer is deep. Kind of a circular ball and picked up by one of the short men, Marcus Scott. Scott breaks the tackle, 37-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds there. Nice run back. And it'll be a 1st down and 10 for Momence.
Mike Silja back in on that tackle, and I'll tell you, one more tackle he breaks through, he's going all the way, and you just can't wait. You got to be able to go after him and tackle him right there. And Marian's got to be able to clamp down, see if they can cause another turnover. This is their area right here, this time part of the game.
We're 11 minutes and 5 seconds away from finding out who's going downstate to Bloomington Normal. Right now it's the Hurricanes, but still plenty of action to go. Quarterback roll, Brian Ford with some room. Ford across the 45 to the 46, where he's tackled there by Jim Parsley. He is close to a 1st down, about a yard and a half short. Bring up 2nd down and short. 2nd and 1.
Ford being 5'11", 155, looks a little bit bigger than his actual size on there, and just took it himself over the right side, and Marian's got to be alert of anything that Momence might throw at him.
Both teams have been able to run today, but they've run into trouble near the goal lines with turnovers and penalties. 2nd and 1. Fake to the right and a run to the left by quarterback Brian Ford. He's tackled for no gain on the play.
Boy, Brad Harding saw that play, and he just clamped down right there and set him down. A big loss, or maybe a loss of 1.
By about 3 to 6 inches loss, but nevertheless a loss on the play. 3rd, we'll call it a yard, a long yard. The 45-yard line of the Redskins, big play for them. Will we see the quarterback sneak here? Everybody bunching up for Marian. Delayed handoff, Springer met head on him. He crossed the 1st down marker. Great running by Springer.
Hartley really grabbed him and pulled him back. It's going to be close. It all depends on where these refs want to mark it. The way they've been reffing all day.
He had cleared. He had cleared the from way it looked here. He had cleared the 1st down marker with his run. That was just 2 players going head up. Who's stronger? And Springer had the momentum and got enough of that momentum to cause a 1st down. That was just great one-on-one football.
Well, you think they might measure? They didn't do it on that one. Now Springer, 13 carries, 65 yards for the Redskins. Their leading ground gainer.
Redskins go to work at the 40, we'll call it the 48, 1st and 10. Delayed handoff, Springer with some room across the 50 near the 45-yard line. And he's tackled there. One of the men involved, number 36 for the Hurricanes, John Hartlieb.
Hartlieb and also Lawler in on the tackle. They got to be able to close them up. They're getting more yardage than what I've seen all day long, averaging more like about 4 or 5 now. And earlier, they had them cut down to about 2 or 3 yards. So Hurricanes got to be able to stop them on this drive right here.
We'll call it a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4, 9 minutes to play, 4th quarter, 6-0 Marian Central. And the tackle is broken for about a gain of about 1 yard.
Steve Ritter with initial hit there, and he broke loose, and then Hartley stepped in along with Reed to shut him down.
Marcus Scott made a nice break of a tackle because he was down for about a 2-yard loss and picks up a 1-yard gain, 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, same situation as before on 3rd and 3, and this is where you got to shut him down.
And the Redskins basically in 4-down territory. Wing back left. Fake and ball lofted up and intercepted! Intercepted and great coverage by the Hurricanes by number 48, Kevin Stevens. That play fooled nobody.
Kevin Stevens never took his eye off the ball, just stood there. And when that ball came down in his area, he just jumped right above Lampley and did an excellent job of grabbing that ball. And the biggest turnover of the game right now.
Biggest play and very well diagnosed by the Hurricane defense. They had 2 men in the neighborhood, and Stevens read the ball all the way. Pass was just lobbed up there like a dying watermelon, and it fell into the hands of the Hurricanes. And a fumble, and Hartley, or Parsley, pardon me, falls on the ball. That would have been a killer of a play for the Hurricanes, and we've already seen that happen today.
Yeah, they got to be able to hold on to that ball, not look ahead. Just take both hands on top of that ball if you're going to run with it, but make sure if you're going to take it right out of the center that you just look at that ball right in there.
No gain on the broken play, 2nd and 10. Somewhere in the neighborhood of the 27-yard line of the Hurricanes. Kaminsky just gets battered. He was going forward and got battered by about 4 players before he finally fell down. Coming off the bottom of the pile, Brian Ford finally for the Redskins.
Scott and Bilodeau were the players that came in and hit him hard there, but he did pick up only a hard-fought 1 yard.
That was an I don't know if a yard is worth that many bruises, but apparently for Kaminsky it will be. 3rd down and a long 9. Parsley rolls left, looks downfield near side, then throws first, and Cruz wide open. 1st down and more. Across the 50, across the 45 to the 40, still loose to the 38. Great running by Cruz, and he's left 1 man in his wake who's down, and a couple more shaking their heads. Cruz finds some real estate the hard way and ran over some people for a 1st down and more.
That's a 35-yard pass play, an excellent job seeing Cruz coming across the middle. And Cruz did an excellent job by fighting off a few tacklers. If he fought off some more, I think he was headed for 6. But I don't think anybody was going to take him down.
That was Parsley's best pass so far today, and what he did was he looked to us, to the near side of the field, then turned back and looked, and Cruz was wide open, hit him on the move, and Cruz did the rest, a 1-man wrecking crew. So the Hurricanes, a bit fired up here, a lot of yelling and screaming along the sidelines here. 7:06 to play, 4th quarter. And the Hurricanes once again in Momence territory at about the 38-yard line with a 1st and 10.
And this has been a game of turnovers. Can't see who that is on the far side. And actually, it's the same area as before. It might be the same exact spot, to be exact. But this game is really now changing more momentum to the Hurricanes because they're putting up the yardage. And Hartley now 152 yards with 22 carries. Kaminsky 13 carries for 72 yards. And Parsley now has made a couple completed passes. He's 2 of 11 for 53 yards, but in this half he's 2 of 3 for 43 yards.
One of the keys, Rusty, has been the fact that the Hurricanes really haven't made that many mistakes this half. The penalties have been down, and the turnovers have been down, and that's helped because Momence has still made some bad plays. 1st and 10, 38. Parsley pitched near side to the man who scored the big touchdown to put him ahead, Brian Kaminsky. Kaminsky near the 30-yard line at about the 32 where he's tackled there.
Kaminsky with a nice run for 7 yards. Credit Jed Lamas with a nice block to create the space over there for Kaminsky. And Kaminsky doesn't look big, but he's getting the yardage and doing an excellent job in the backfield, and that's not a place where he's been too much this season.
The pitch out has been getting him out quickly, and that's really helped his cause. Cruz motion far side, 2nd and 4 from the 32 of the Redskins. Parsley to Hartley. Hartley runs over 1 man, gets over the 30 to around the 29-28 area, and shaking his head on the play, Robert Lampley, who had a wrap on him but never got him down.
Hartley was lucky there. He only had 1 hand on the ball. And John Vineyard came in there and really gave him a hit, but Hartley, being as strong as he is, just held on to this. And this is going to be very close. Very close, in fact. The referees are thinking maybe to bring it out. They haven't decided yet. Just like all day, they haven't decided what they want to do all day long. I mean, I hate to pick on them, but they just haven't been in this game.
And if it's the first game of the season, that's one thing. But when you've got a 2A semifinal, you don't need anything questionable on the field. Just let the players play if you can. And that's not been the case for a good part of this game.
Apparently, they're saying that they're short. Now, got an equipment timeout, and they're just waiting because Hartley's got a problem with his helmet. And if there is too much of a problem, they might send him off to get it fixed.
And Coach Bundy screaming once again very loudly on his own sideline there and telling the ref to get the game going. We're at 5:45 to go. Marian Central 6 and Momence 0. Clock gets rolling, 3rd down and less than a yard. Probably about the length of a football for a first down. Hartley, first down and more. 25, runs over, man, then cuts back to the 20, 15, football, loose, and it's picked up by the Redskins. First down, Redskins. Hartley, but another one-man wrecking crew made a nice cut back to the inside, and the ball came flying out. Redskins got there, but for other Hurricanes, and a big play for the Redskin defense with 5.5 to go. They've got new life.
I'll tell you one thing, he made an excellent job by hitting his own man to stay in bounds, but it might have been better to go out of bounds, hit McNulty there, and then came back in, but he really got popped. It looked like it might have been Vineyard that made the pop over there, and that ball came loose, and Hartley does not cough that ball up. I said he got to hold it, and look what happened here.
And you think about that, a couple of the fumbles have been on second effort plays, and the back's done a great job to keep going, but all of a sudden the ball comes loose. Springer, wide right, breaks through for about 12 yards and a first down, and if he'd had a little more room to make a cut, he may have gone a little further. 5:03, we're holding for the chains to move for the first down. We'll call it 1st and 10 about the 26-yard line.
26-yard line.
Springer 81 yards, 15 carries.
Redskins up to the ball quick. We have to see if they mix some passes up here.
Hopefully they'll stop them here.
Number 34 around the left end, Marcus Scott, for very little, if any, yardage. Maybe got one on the play.
Gaffney, a nice job closing up that side. Not letting him get through and containing him there with some extra help coming into him.
We'll give him a yard on the play, 2nd and 9. Hartley down on the ground tying his shoelace. And I'm sure he wants to get in there and cause a fumble or make a good hit or a defensive play after that. So he made a brilliant run. No question about the run. Just didn't finish it off well. Quarterback draw. And Ford across the 30 to about the 31. And considering he had a hole there for a brief moment, he didn't exactly make a lot of yards with that hole. About 5 yards.
Hartley saw that right away. Just basically said, Ford, you're not coming my way, because if you are, I'm just going to close up that hole and put you down. And that's basically what he's done all day. Every time someone goes through that middle linebacker spot, he's just been there making the tackles.
Calling a gain of 4, 3rd and 5. Redskins need the first down here. We're under 4 to play, 3:52 and rolling.
Big play of the game right here.
Brian Ford,
stop.
Short drop. A pass is finally completed, but short of the first down is Robert Mazur, number 3. That ball was picked off, went right through the defender's hands, into the hands of Mazur, but he was immediately stood up on the play. It'll bring up 4th down.
It was partially that was over that had that ball in his hands. I don't know if he was thinking touchdown, but good play, though, by stopping him from not getting more yards. It's 4th down and a long, let's call it 2, but it looks like 1 here.
4th and 1, do or die for the Redskins. They will go. 3:17 and rolling. They're also running low on time.
Let's see if the defense holds here on the Hurricanes. Can't let anything get away.
I formation. Ford barks him out. Motion near side. To the back man, Springer. He's close. I don't think he made it.
No, I don't think so. Hartley came in through the middle and really put the gap on him.
They call the hole.
Let's see where they mark the ball, though. You know how referees have been in this game. It all depends on where that mark of the ball is. It looks like it's going to be right where it was, right there, and it's Marian ball.
Over on downs. Hurricanes, great defensive stand. Springer has been running well all day, but they picked his hole and stonewalled it for no gain.
Credit Dave Reed also, who had the initial contact, and then Hartley came in and shut him down.
Wow, that's just great football right there, Rusty. Great football.
They've done that not just once today, but 4 times, shutting them down on downs.
1 yard to try and help your cause out to go downstate. Defense makes the great play. Back split. And a near fumble, but Parsley turns around after he was nearly decapitated for a loss of about 5 yards.
Well, Ford almost got that ball away from Parsley. Parsley turned around, went the other way there, and then Graham got him back for a 5-yard loss. Just hold on to that ball, Parsley. You don't want to lose it. He's got to keep that ball on and use 2 hands.
He did a good job of holding on to that ball because Brian Ford was loose like a torpedo and hit him hard, but never put the wraps on him and never really tried to strip it. Just sheer brute force, and it didn't work. Parsley was heads up enough to turn it into only a 5-yard loss, a 2nd down and 15. But more important, the Hurricanes still have it. Pass over the middle, incomplete. And an incomplete pass and a good rush put on by the Redskins.
And we got some pushing on the near side as Cruz started going out there with McNulty, and no penalties again.
We've had that all day. It's amazing that not one call we have seen on any pushes in the defensive secondary. Not one call.
I really hate to be, but I don't know why that the Hurricanes decided to pass on that play.
That amazes me too because it stops the clock.
And it stops the clock. You want to keep that clock rolling, and ball being at the 40-yard line, and you just want to keep it going. Big 3rd down play for the Hurricanes now.
Redskins need a big defensive stand. Their fans hooted up. Hurricane fans hooted up. Motion near side. McNulty pitch near side. Kaminsky with a big hole. Right in the middle. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Hurricanes. It's all over. Hurricanes look to go downstate with 1:54 to go. 12-0.
40 yards for Brian Kaminsky. Everybody was closing in through the middle. Kaminsky went off right tackle and just beat everybody to the end zone, and that's the biggest touchdown that you can see right here at George Harding Field.
12 points for Mr. Kaminsky, and once again, he got quickly outside, had some blockers, had some room, busted a couple of tackles, and ran it in. 12-0, and barring some kind of major miracle here in the way the passing offense for the Redskins has been going today, barring a major miracle, Marian Central will be going downstate to Bloomington Normal for the finals of the 2A state championship in Illinois.
I'll tell you one thing, I've never seen things that can be at the right time. The way this game has been, with 8 turnovers, make it 9 turnovers this game, 5 by Marian Central, and 5 turnovers by Momence, 10 turnovers in this game. You can't ask for things to happen the right way, and right now, things are looking up greatly for the Hurricanes.
And they'll go for the 2-pointer here.
And we kind of hope for same things if Woodstock playing Oaklawn Richards has the same winning luck. If they do, they'll be down there also in a Class 4A game, which will be at 7 o'clock down there in Bloomington.
Great for
Friday.
the city of Woodstock.
And it hasn't happened since '83, both teams. Coincidental how something that can happen.
They'll go for 2. But I don't think anybody in the park doubted that. And I would also expect some kind of squib kick on the kickoff. Cruz in motion left side. Wax in the pro set. Kaminsky. No chance. Excellent defensive read by number 33, Keith Horn. So 1:54 to play. Marian Central will send in the kicker goalie to kick off here. And a defensive stand by the Hurricanes, and they can count the seconds off on a trip downstate.
And they'll play either the DuPont or St. Joseph Ogden winner, and that'll be, I don't even know where you'd say they're from too much, but both of those teams are, one being 10-2, the other being undefeated.
Everyone at Marian Central would like to congratulate Mr. Coach Matt Kolasek on the birth of a baby girl earlier this morning.
So it looks like Marian going to be going downstate once again.
Barring some kind of major miracle here, because the passing offense for the Redskins and their quarterback Ford has had 1,900 plus yards passing. It has been inept today. He's been throwing a lot of bad balls, and credit part of that to the pass rush of the Hurricanes. Some good reads in the secondary, but a lot of poorly thrown passes as well.
Well, he's 7 of 18 for 56 yards, but he's got 3 interceptions. So the Hurricanes showing what they've done on the hurrying the quarterback and picking off interceptions.
Look for the squib, goal to the kick, and it is. Bounces into the field and picked up there by number 34, Marcus Scott. Scott up the middle across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Tripped up there.
Brian Kaminsky on that tackle. Boy, he's there again. He's doing an excellent job today. Not only just running the ball, he had 16 carries, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hartley I have on the day 24 carries for 172 yards.
You've got to score 2 touchdowns. They've got to go 59 yards with this one first. Back to pass forward. Big pass rush, and pass is complete. Nice low ball completed to number 3, Robert Mazur. Credit a good pass rush to number 65, Steve Ritter. But he couldn't get there. Gain of about 7. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Clock rolling at 1:22. Shotgun formation. Quarterback a little bit, almost an illegal motion. He dropped back a little quick, and pass complete along the sidelines to Robert Mazur again, but he doesn't get out of bounds. He runs in towards the middle of the field to get a little more yardage, but the clock will roll as soon as the sticks move. A 1st down and 10 for the Redskins.
Now all Marian's got to do basically is just keep them inside the sidelines, let the clock roll out. They can make the catches, but keep it short. 1st
and 10 from the Hurricane 40. Forward back, another tough rush by Cruz. Long pass downfield, and almost caught along the far sidelines.
We did an excellent job staying with him, but that was almost a fantastic catch over there.
He wasn't even looking for the ball. A pass
That's
intended
Springer.
for Jason Springer.
Springer showing those legs like he has this afternoon on a passing route.
So a close play to no avail. Ford starting to connect a little bit. That ball was a little bit low, but catchable. And Springer almost made a very nice catch. That would put him down somewhere around the 3-yard line. Nevertheless, 2nd and 10 from the 40. Shotgun again. Ford looks back. He's got some rush. Can't find anybody open, then lobs one up. Lollipop, call it. Intercepted, but out of bounds by Reed.
And Ford really took a licking after he threw that ball. Lawler got in there and took him down. Big rush was put on top of him. Reed, nice job, though, as he almost picked that thing off, trying to keep his feet in bounds, but didn't get his 2 feet in there.
That pass almost looked like a punt. Somebody should have yelled for the fair catch.
What do you call that, a rainbow?
Definitely. It didn't draw any pot of gold, though. Almost drew an interception. Would have been a pot of gold, I guess, for the Hurricanes. 3rd and 10 from the Hurricane 40. Hurricanes need to stop them 2 more plays here, and they'll have a trip downstate. Shotgun again. Motion to the far side. Forward to pass. Rolls left. Dumps one short. Incomplete. Cruz on the coverage. They've got to do it one more time. Pass intended for Marcus Scott. 40 seconds to go on 4th and 10.
Another injury, and it looks like, again injured, 2nd time on the ground. Looks like Scott Billadell. And I'll tell you one thing, this will be, boy, it was 5th time going down. Last year, Marian got stopped by Forreston. And this year, they're not letting anything get in the way. And Steve Patton, in his rookie season, taking over for the late Don Penza, has really done an excellent job this year.
And a great tribute. What a way to tribute a great coach, is to come back and honor him with a championship season. They're going to the finals. They're 40 seconds away from the finals, barring a miracle here.
And they've had great years in the past. 83 went down and 1 and 3rd, and back-to-back seasons in 86 and 87. And this is 89. And the chance to go down there, which will be Friday. The time of that game will be 12:30. And that's when it will be started, at 12:30. Fortunately, we will not be there because you can catch it on, well, I hate to say it, but Sports Channel will be the one that would carry it.
Well, I guess we can only go so far. We'd like to go downstate with you all, but we'll be there in spirit.
This is the last football telecast, but
I hope they appreciate our little plug also.
The basketball is just around the corner. We'll start with that at the Round Lake Thanksgiving Tournament, which you can see starting Sunday at noon, only in the Round Lake and McHenry areas. It's high school basketball starting up once again. Round Lake Tournament, Coach Bob Ward, and will be at that tournament leading the way and looking for another great season over there. A lot of great football players that are basketball players. Garrett Horn and Taylor Feeney, the big 3-point gunner for the Round Lake Panthers.
And a lot of entertainment waiting in men's and women's basketball this year as Scott Bilodeau is off onto the sidelines, 6'2", 270-pound or 227-pound junior, and he'll be back next year for Coach Craig Bundy. 4th and 10, shotgun, receivers both ways, couple of backs in two to help out with the blocking. Pass is intercepted! Marian Central is going downstate, intercepted on the play by Mike Soljabek.
And that'll do it.
Soljabek down to the 35-yard line, and all they have to do is snap it twice, and it's all over.
And we got another injured player on the field. It's a Redskin player, and coach is out there.
This has got to be a stalling tactic. What do you think, huh?
He's got another
I
player
think
on.
it's more depression, a little bit of depression, a little bit of injury. I don't know if he'd be faking something like that. Can't really do much because all they have to do is snap the ball twice.
I'll just say MVH, most valuable Hurricanes. How about that?
There you go. 1st and 10 at the 35. Snap is down. That'll do it. 9, 8, 7 as we wait for the crowd to apparently charge onto the field. 4 seconds from downstate, 2 seconds from downstate. Downstate go the Hurricanes as they head for Bloomington Normal. 12-0 the final score here from Marian Central High School in Woodstock, in a fairly well-played game. A lot of mistakes, but some great hard-nosed football. And when two 12-0 teams square up like this, you like to see good hard-nosed football, and that's what we saw. You minus those mistakes, and it would have been truly a football classic, but still a great game nevertheless.
Well, they did it when it was needed, and when it was needed, the Hurricanes came through. And it just seems like all year they've done this, and at critical times. A couple weeks ago at Byron, they did it, and they did it here today. A big 4-yard run with 11:11 to go, Brian Kaminsky, and Kaminsky once again on a 40-yard run with just 1:54 to go, and the Hurricanes win it 12-0, and they're going to be down in Bloomington 12:30 if you're making your way down there. And I'll tell you something, my credit goes to Steve Patton and to all the Hurricane players. They've done an excellent job this year, and like I said, the most favorable players are the entire Hurricane squad.
And especially under a little bit of duress there at the beginning of the season with the passing of the coach, Don Penza. And, they just decided, hey, we're just going to get ourselves together and get the job done, and they're one game away from getting it done.
Well, just one more thing. I'd like to thank Brian Adams doing an excellent job up there. I wonder
I
if
think
we got a stick to pull him down because he must be frozen up there. Cold day, excellent job as well. And I'll tell you something, it's been a fine season and fine doing work with Jim Byer over here. And for myself, Rusty Silver, so long, everybody.